Okay, so one of the guys asked for a quick tutorial on how to achieve the effect in the post, which was to get spheres all over the surface of a model. So I commented, said I would use Tyflow, and they asked how you do it, so this is how I would do it. So I've quickly imported just a static method, just a mesh of a woman. As you can see, there's nothing fancy about it, it's just a model. So I'm using 3ds Max and I'm using Tyflow. So if you need to use, I'm pretty sure Tyflow doesn't work on anything else. So if you need this is just for Tyflow and 3ds. Okay, so get started, we've got a model in, and I'm just going to put the Tyflow node out from standard primitives. Once you're in there, you can then open up the Tyflow editor and you can start picking your modifiers for your particles. So first things first, we need a birth, then we need a so that's our particle birth, and I want them to be birthed on the first frame. So I want a total of, at the moment I'm going to put it at 100, and I want them to be birthed immediately. I don't want them over time, so it's 0 to 0. So that's really easy. So display I'm going to set to geometry, and then I'm going to need a particle shape. So rid of that. So particle shape is going to be sphere. Boom, boom, boom. I'll leave it low res for now, just so it sims faster. So on display, geometry, birth, shape, excellent. So next thing we need is a birth position, so or position object. So we're going to get a position object, and I'm going to pick my mesh, and as you can see my particles have started appearing on my mesh. Okay, if we scrub through the timeline, basically they're just sort of static, no physics. So the next thing then, they need to be random scaled, so let's get that sorted out straight away. So let's grab the scale operator, and what I want is uniform randomed. So if you look in now, they should be random scale. That's what I'm after. That's great stuff. I'm going to change that color as well so I can see them a bit better. So let's make them green for now. Lovely. Next, we're going to need like a collision object, so we don't want them to break through our model. So first things first, I'm going to give them a physics shape so they collide with themselves. So let's give them a physics shape, and then so now when they should all drop to the ground now because they got physics applied to them. So there they are. Also a cool effect if you ever need it. And we need then to have essentially a collision object, which is going to be a physics collision. And I'm going to pick our model. So now, as you can see, they should be colliding with our model, and I want mesh as our operator there, so they're colliding with our mesh. So now we need them to stick. That's pretty straightforward. We're going to use an object bind. So let's get our object bind, and we're going to bind it to this guy here. So now they should just be bound to the model. So that's pretty much the basic set. Oh, and to render we're going to need a mesh, otherwise at the moment if you try to render these they wouldn't show up, so you need a mesh to render. Perfect. So what we can do now is increase the amount of particles. So let's try 4,000. Yeah, cool. And let's go for 8,000 in total. Now you're going to have to up the number on this significantly, but what I want is I want particles, I want there to be lots of little ones, some medium ones, and a few large ones. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate my So I'm going to knock this back down to 100 for a second, and I'm going to copy and paste and make a new Tyflow node and color them red. So I should have red ones in there as well. These ones, I'm going to go to the scale, and I'm going to turn their scale up to 200. And then I'm going to copy this again, paste it again, so this time with scale I'm going to have 300. So I've got, and I'm going to change color so I can see the difference. So I've turned that to, yeah, yellow will do. So you got red, yellow and green. So my small ones, I'm going to birth them at 4,000. Then my medium ones, I'm going to birth at 2,000. And then my large ones, I'm going to birth at 500. Alright, immediately I can see these ones are way too big. So let's go to scale. The biggest ones are going to be 200. The medium ones are going to be 100, and I'm going to make the smaller ones, I'm going to make them like 60. Let's try that. Now's the time, let's up everything. Let's give them 15,000 on the green. We're going to give them 15 on the medium range. And then on the large, I'm going to give them 5,000. Okay, at this point, we can hide our mesh, and you'll be able to see then the gaps that you're missing. So I'd say small ones need to go up again. Boom, boom, boom. Both. Let's go 25. Take a little bit of time to calculate, and now we're starting to get the effect. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The more you play with the numbers, same with if you're finding you're getting the balls are drifting away, you might want to go into your object bind and make sure snap to surface is on for all of them. That should start clearing it up, and then you can start playing around with the volumes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I've got no lighting in here, so this isn't going to show, but let's quickly drop a just to show you that they will show up. There you go.